Federal government to create 300 direct jobs to boost internet access. Defense Minister also unauthorized use of military camouflage remains banned. Plus, climate forecast a 3-day haziness, cloudiness across Nigeria. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rstv news at 3 p.m. and those were the highlights. Do you love and care about Reva State and her peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task you and I must accomplish. Remember, you can watch Rstv news live on YouTube and Facebook on Rstv online. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live. Rstv State chapter of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria (PFM) has committed itself to mobilizing their members and other gospel ministers to attend the Port Harcourt edition of the Global Crusade with Kumuyi GCK from 22nd to 27th of February 2024. The said chairman PFM, Reverend Minaibi Dagokojak, said that every gathering of her members under the teachings of Pastor Dr. Williams Folorojo Kumuyi has always been a time of deep, insightful teachings of the servant of God. Represented by the State Financial Secretary Stanley Eshemoge at the recently pre-Crusade Ministers Forum in Port Harcourt, Jack said it is always awesome to learn under the convener of the GCK. The PFM henchman averred that in view of the current theme of the event, prevailing prayers, the Lord will save the weary, heal the sick, deliver the oppressed, and give hope to the hopeless, especially in the face of uncertainty in the country and across the globe. The Rstv State Overseer of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Pastor Andrew Osage, expressed joy at the support of the PFN towards the convener of GCK programs in the state. Pastor Osage said the Port Harcourt event will feature a daily evening crusade at the Deeper Life Bible Church Campground, Modara, from 22nd to 27th of February, while the Ministers' Conference for Gospel Ministers and Secular Professionals will hold at the Obiwali International Conference Center, GU Ake Road, Port Harcourt, on the 23rd to 26th and 27th February by 7 a.m. daily, and Impact Academy on Saturday, 24th February, also at the same venue. President Bola Tinubu has departed Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, venue of the 37th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the African Union. While in Ethiopia, the president actively participated in the 44th Ordinary Session of the Executive Council held bilateral meetings and attended other events on the sidelines on the AU Summit. The president, who arrived in Ethiopia in company of some ministers and other top government officials, joined other African leaders in high-level meetings on institutional reforms of the African Union, peace and security, specific thematic issues such as climate change, as well as modalities of participation and priorities of the continental body in the G20. The theme of this year's summit was Educate an African Fit for the 21st century, building resilient education systems for increased access to inclusive, lifelong, quality and relevant learning in Africa. Federal government has commenced a payment of withheld salaries of academics under the aegis of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Chairperson of ASU at the Federal University of Technology, Mina, Professor Bolahon Bolari, who confirmed that the development said payment has started rolling in. President Bola Tinubu had in October 2023 approved the release of 4 of the 8 months ASU withheld worker salaries. The salaries were withheld when the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari invoked a no-work, no-pay policy against some university-based unions that embarked on a strike that lasted 8 months in 2022. Minister of Education Tahir Mamen recently said that the government has increased the university worker salaries by 35%. The minister also said that the government has granted autonomy to the universities by removing them from the integrated payment and need a waiver to recruit and fill vacancies. Maman said that these resolutions were reached through informal consultations with the unions based in the tertiary institutions. Ministry of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy has unveiled a strategy called Project 774 LG Connectivity to create no less than 300 direct jobs as the federal government deploy more jobs indirectly from the increase in digital access. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, who disclosed this said it will connect 774 local government areas in the country to the internet. Dr. Tijani added that the project, which will be co-anchored by Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited and Galaxy Backbone under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and the ministry's strategic blueprint. The goal of the project is to foster inclusive development and access to digital public infrastructure in government offices located all over Nigeria, including the most remote areas of the country that may have been previously in October, in collaboration with the by paramilitary agencies. The minister stated that the use of camouflage uniform by various security agencies other than in business, the African Development Bank Group, in its latest macroeconomic performance and outlook of the African continent, has accounted 11 of the world's 20 alcohol in the country. In an open letter addressed to President Bola Tinubu, the ban noted that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control placed an outright ban on the production and sale of alcohol beverages and sachets and PET bottles was responsible for the increase in alcoholic use among underage, and that the packaging of alcoholic beverages and sachets and PET bottles increased the use of hard drugs. In its pushback, D-Ban urged that NAFDAC had no legal or moral justification for placing an outright ban on the production of alcoholic beverages in sachets and PET bottles, and that alcoholic beverages were not produced or manufactured with hard drugs, contrary to the assertion of NAFDAC. According to D-Ban, when NAFDAC first hinted at the ban, the association had spent over 10 developments in the industry have indicated that most risks are now underinsured as value of claims are getting lower than the assets they were supposed to cover. Consequently, as claims continue to crystallize in the sector, insurance consumers are being paid claims for lower than the value of the asset insured. Also, insurance firms are now offloading their underwritten businesses to ceding arrangements with both local and foreign reinsurance, while also incurring higher insurance expenses, especially on overseas ceded due to. Do you love and care about real estate and have peace? If yes, let's build and take you to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. Remember, you can watch Rstv News live on YouTube and Facebook on Rstv Online. You can also subscribe and click on the notification regions in Papua New Guinea ambush. Details of these and more when we return to stay.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Rstv News of 3, and now to the rest of our reports. Nigerian Meteorological Agency NAMET has predicted haziness and cloudiness across the country from today to Wednesday. NAMET's weather outlook released in Abuja forecast a moderate dust haze with a horizontal visibility range of 2 kilometers to 5 kilometers over the northern and north-central states except for Kwara, Benue and Kogi, where patches of clouds in a hazy atmosphere were anticipated, while patches of clouds are expected over the inland of the south and the coast. According to NIMET, patches of clouds are also expected over the coast with chances of isolated thunderstorm and over parts of Edo, Ondo, Ogun, Lagos, Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa State during the afternoon and evening hours. And on the foreign scene now, leaders at the African Union Summit in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa condemned Israel's offensive in Gaza and called for its immediate end. Chair of the African Union Commission Musa Faki said Israel's offensive was the most praised the case brought by South Africa against Israel at the International Court of Justice while condemning the genocide Israel is committing in Palestine under our nose. However, Israel strongly denies committing genocide in Gaza. Called for a revival of the spirit of African solidarity and Pan-Africanism to overcome the many challenges facing the continent of 1.3 billion people. At least 64 people have died in an ambush in Papua New Guinea's remote highlands regions. Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Acting Superintendent George Kakasa said the victims were shot dead during a tribal dispute in the Enga province. The highlands area has long struggled with violence, but these killings are believed to be the worst in years, and that an influx of illegal firearms have made clashes more deadly and fueled by cycle of violence. Escalating tribal conflicts, often over the distribution of land and wealth, led to a 3-month lockdown in Enga last July. Palestinians, more than half the enclave's population, into the conflict. The Arab representative on the UN Security Council's resolution calls for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, unhindered humanitarian access, as well as rejecting the forces' displacement of Palestinian civilians. And on the entertainment desk, famous Nollywood actor Adeyemi Akonalawon and his wife Damilola have announced the birth of their third child, a baby boy. Elizabeth Benjamin takes a look at these and all the entertainment stories this day.
Nollywood actor Adeyemi shared the good news with his fans and followers via his Instagram. The post showed a video for giving birth to their children, saying, "To the love of my life, the strongest woman alive, thank you so much for birthing all our most precious gifts. I love you, Dami lover. Welcome, son. You are about to have the best life with the best dada." Davido's logistic manager, Israel DMW, and singer Charlie Poppy were involved in a car accident on Sunday. Israel made this known on his Instagram story on Sunday. Charlie Poppy had held a concert in Abuja on Saturday night, while Israel providing a backstage support.
In our sports, Super Eagles of Nigeria goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali has denied threats.
It's not true that he received